All right, guys. So let's find a spot on a block or just on your mat. That's totally fine. And let's start off first. Let's just bring our arms out, see how that feels. Maybe grab one wrist with one hand and just gently go side to side. We're just checking in, seeing how our body feels. You can also lift up and then come over. And you can also do things like place the side of our hand down, press our hip out, and reach over to the side. So just any combination of this, just to check in this morning and see how things feel, how we slept. Maybe I want to bring my elbows back towards my midline, my spine, and just find a nice stretch. So any combination or any little sequence. And just breathing naturally. And then let's bring it down. Let's roll those shoulders up and back. You can roll one, you can roll the other, you can roll it forward, you can roll it back. No need to go fast. Just check in, see what your body wants and needs. And let's bring it all the way down. Relax the shoulders. Let's go side to side with the neck. If you want to help it, you can. Not forcing it past anywhere it should go. Just finding a nice little stretch. Go side to side as many times as you'd like, and then go chin to chest and grab the back of your skull. Nice tall posture, and just find that nice stretch in that upper back. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out. And then bring it all the way, gaze up at the ceiling. Find a nice stretch in your neck, maybe open your mouth. Close it. And back to center, and one more time each side. Just find that nice little stretch. Other side. And come back to center, chin to chest. And then gaze up at the ceiling. Now, as we start to settle into our space, you can bring your hands either palms up or palms down, whatever feels most comfortable to you in your space. Have a nice, good posture, but don't be like forced to sit in a position, but don't be rounded. So just find a nice, comfortable position for you and just gently close down your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. And with these first few breaths, I just want you to notice, where is that breath going? Is it staying in my chest? Am I allowing on my exhale for my belly to get big, like a balloon all the way around? Is my breathing choppy? Is it fast? Is it slow? Just check in with your breath this morning. The breath is one of the most powerful things that you have. We can do it unconsciously. We breathe every second of every day without even thinking about it. But then we can also manipulate and control our breath and notice if we're really up in that fight or flight mode, or if we're allowing ourselves to really relax down into our belly, get into that belly breathing, if we're taking slow, intentional breaths. So take a deep breath, fill up your lungs. Exhale, let your belly get big. And then as you start to settle into your breath, settle into your space, imagine that little ball of light. I love to imagine that little ball of light, crown of your head or slightly above it. And as you start to breathe and exhale, you start to bring that ball of light all the way down your spine. When it hits at the top of your pelvis, it'll split down into two, one going down each leg, and then crossing over the ankles and coming all the way back up your legs, meeting together back at your sacrum, pelvis, and coming all the way back up to the crown of your head. And as you follow that little ball of light, just notice when that light hits different parts of your body, how that part of your body feels. Is it tight? Is it sore? Does it feel amazing? It'll probably be a combination of all of those things. So deep breath into your nose. Exhale out to your mouth. And just follow that little ball of light up and down your body. And just start to settle into your space, settle out of your head. Allow those thoughts to come and go. So easily we can get engaged into one thought, two thoughts, and get kind of dragged down that rabbit hole of thinking. So as you notice a thought come, just notice it and then let it pass to the side. It will be there in an hour, it'll be there in a day. But right now we want to take this hour for ourselves to just simply relax, breathe, connect our body with our mind and our breath. And then feel amazing by the end of class. So find 5 more slow, deep inhales and exhales. And just allow yourself to simply relax. When you find that 5th breath, you're going to open your eyes. You're going to come off your block if you're on one. And let's start off. Let's start off in a little child's pose. So let's go knees wide, big toes to touch. I'm going to press back my hips. I might gently move my hips from side to side, just trying to find a little movement in those hips. Reaching my hands forward, but not letting my back overextend. So bringing my butt towards my heels, keeping my ribs in, maybe letting my head rest for just a moment. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale out to your mouth. And then we're going to bring ourselves back up to a tabletop. So I'm going to bring my hands back. I'm going to bring my knees back underneath me. And then I'm going to do a little cat-cow. So I'm going to find a nice little cat. I'm going to bring it down, find a nice cow. I like to bend, and then I exhale and come up into that nice cat, making sure to relax my head and neck so I'm not just holding tension in there. And moving in a way that feels good to my body. Now bring it back to center. I'm going to bring my knees a little wider than my hips, so between hip and shoulder, so I can move a little bit from side to side. I'm going to take that left hand, I'm going to bring it to the outside of my mat. I'm going to bring my hips over to the left and try to find that stretch in the right inner thigh. I'm going to then bring my hips over to the right, and then I'm going to roll my right arm all the way up. I'm going to thread it through, so back of hand, back of arm, back of shoulder. Find that nice little stretch in the T-spine. And then bring it back up. So take 2 or 3 times to really guide yourself into the best position for you. And then think about connecting your breath to that. So in that 3rd time, you'll set down the side of your head. You can keep your left hand down if you want to get into that T-spine a little bit and be a little bit more supportive and ground into the back of your right hand. If you want, you can rise that left arm up. You can bind it behind you. Just make sure your shoulder isn't rolling forward. So externally rotate that shoulder. Have your low or your fingers palm up against your low back sacrum, and or bring it, if you can, your left hand to your right quad. Deep breath into your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Release when you're ready. And then you'll bring it back to center. You'll come back to tabletop. Little cat-cow in between. Just find a nice stretch in those shoulders. And then you're going to take that right hand to the outside of the mat. You're going to bring hips over to the right, keep your ribs in. And then hips over to the left. And then roll that left arm up. Thread it through, back of hand, back of arm, back of shoulder. Find that nice stretch. Bring it back up. And thread it through. 2 or 3 times to find the best position for your body. And then you can set the side of your head down. You can keep your right hand planted, or you can rise it up. You can bring it to your low back sacrum. You can reach for that left quad and really open that right shoulder up. Just think about not having your right shoulder droop to the floor. So if you're here, don't let the shoulder go. Bring it back. Externally rotate that shoulder. Find 2 or 3 slow, deep breaths. Release when you're ready. Bring it back to center, cat-cow a couple times. And then bring your knees wide again, bring your big toes to touch, slide it back, find a child's pose, move those hips a little bit. Maybe you want to bring your hands out a little wider, especially for tight. Take a breath or 2 and then bring yourself back up to tabletop. And then really, there's nothing fancy. We're going to sit back on our butt for a second. Nothing fancy about that transition at all. And then we're going to go right foot in front of left shin. So we've done this before. I'm going to go right foot in front of left shin. I'm going to have a nice tall spine. We're going to do a little seated cat-cow here. So I'm leaning back with my hands against my knees. I bring myself back up and I find a nice little cow stretch with my hands pressing against my knees. Find 2 or 3 of these. And then we're going to take our left hand to the outside of our right knee. Right hand's going to come behind me on fingertips. I'm going to lift my left knee up to me so I have a nice stretch of my right ankle, right knee. Press through my right fingertips, gentle little twist. Bring it back, counter stretch it, left knee stays on the ground. And we switch it back, so I take left hand to right knee, hug that knee up, press through my right fingertips, try to twist a little bit further. Never forcing it, and always counter stretching after each. Goal is 3-4 times. And then we will switch feet. So my left foot comes in front of my right shin. Do the same thing here. I have nice posture. I'm going to take my right hand to my left knee, and I'm going to hug that knee up. Take my left fingertips, press, and then gentle twist. Come back and counter stretch it. Two or 3 times is the goal. Nice, bring it back to center. Bring our arms all the way up. Interlace our fingers and then palms to the ceiling. And you can have gentle little, like I reach one side up and then I reach the other side just a little bit, just to get a nice little stretch all the way up my entire body. And then release and bring those arms down, bring those elbows towards the midline, and then release the hands. So we're gonna come forward. We're gonna find a tabletop. And then we're gonna curl our toes. We're gonna bring our hips up and back. We're gonna find a down dog. Ooh, I am sore. Hopefully I'm not alone today. I'm gonna pick up my hands. I'm gonna pick up my feet. I'm just gonna make sure I don't pick up both my hands at the same time or I'm gonna face plant. And we don't need that this morning. So just checking in, seeing how things feel, keeping our ribs in, trying to make a triangle. Now bend your knees, gaze goes forward, step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, we're gonna lengthen up. So shoulders back, ribs in, gazes to the floor. Find some space and room between your neck and your shoulder, or your head and your shoulders. So don't be here. Find length. Exhale and fold it all the way down. Check in. Use blocks if you need. Bend a leg, straighten a leg. Alternate between the two and connect your breath with that. Now bend your knees, ground into the floor, roll yourself all the way to standing. Gentle little squeeze, bring it all the way up. Go where you want. So maybe that's a mini back bend. Maybe that's coming side to side. Ooh, got a crack and pop there. Or maybe I'm rolling it all the way around. Nice, deep breath into your nose. Exhale, fold it back down to the floor. Bend and move as much as you need. If you're feeling really good, you can always straight leg it. If you're like, ooh, I'm tight, then bend and move. Let's do this one because Randy's got short shoulders. So you're gonna bring your block to the center, any which way you want it. Your feet will be about hip width apart. You're gonna bend both your knees just slightly. You're gonna take your right hand on your fingertips and that block is in front of you. So I have a triangle between my feet and the block. I'm gonna keep my right leg bent deeply. I'm gonna straighten my left, and then I'm gonna take my left arm and roll it up my body. Now, if I want a little extra, I can take it behind me and then reach for my right quad or my low back sacrum and open up that shoulder. Now you can be there, you can be coming all the way back down, switching hands, bending the left leg, straightening the right. So the arm that goes in the air is the leg that is straight. You can do any combination of just being here and switching, or you can take it a little slower and get that added little shoulder stretch and just connect your breath to it. So arm that is up is leg that is straight, other leg is bent. Now, we're gonna come back to center, go fingertips to shins, lengthen up. So shoulders back and down. Don't let your ears and your shoulders be friends. Make them be enemies. It's the only enemy you get. And then ribs in, feeling that stretch in the glutes and the hamstrings. Now plant your hands down, step back, hop back, jump back, whatever works for you. High to low. Now we wanna focus on making sure we're not cranking our low back. So press through those forearms, keeping my pelvis on the floor. I'm gonna bring my ribs in and up. And I might find a Sphinx pose. Or I might bring my hands back a little further and bring it up, find a baby cobra or a full-on up dog. Just make sure your shoulders aren't rounded forward. You're opening your shoulders up. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out to your mouth. And then bring yourself and meet in down dog. Walk it out. Pick up your hand, place it up, place it down, spread your fingers wide. Check and see if you have a crease in your wrist. If you do, bring it back further and press those hips towards the back of the room. Now bend both your knees, look at your hands, step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, we're gonna lengthen up. So bring those shoulders back and down. Gazes to the floor. Exhale and fold it. If you need to bend, you bend. If you need to use blocks, you use blocks. If you're feeling good and wanna grab the back of your calves, you can do that too. Now bend both your knees, ground into the feet in the floor, roll yourself all the way to standing, gentle little squeeze, go where you want to go. Just connect your breath to it. Then exhale, fold it back down. Same thing, bend and move if you need. And then when we're ready, legs come straight, fingertips to shins, lengthen up, shoulders back, ribs in, stretches in the hamstrings and the glutes. Then plant those hands down, step back, hop back, jump back, high to low. You go where it feels good to your low back. And then meet me in down dog. Walk it out. All right, goal is going to be your right foot to your hands, any which way that you want to get it there, and have your blocks somewhat near you. So if you want to come forward into bear crawl and then lengthen that leg high, square your shoulders, come up on the tippy toe of the left, right knee comes in and up to your chest, to your hands. If you got blocks, you're going to want to use them. So train track my feet. Lower down that back knee, relax that back foot. I'm gonna use those blocks to get myself up here. See, if I'm so short, I wouldn't be able to touch there. So now what I want to do is first, I wanna make sure I'm not looking like this. So I have that slight angle on my right shin, and then I'm gonna find I have nice posture. I'm gonna squeeze this glute so I get this leg to fire, and then I'm just gonna gently press forward. So I'm gonna line up that right knee with that right heel. Ooh, and find that deep stretch in that left hip. First, I'm just gonna hang here and breathe. And try to relax my face, because as soon as you find that tight spot, we immediately wanna be like, ooh. So allow your face to relax. Even just allow yourself to get into like 3 or 4 really deep breaths. Now, when you're ready, you're gonna hinge back that left hip, your heel, you're gonna come off your toes, your heel's gonna stay, and we're gonna check in with those hamstrings. So if you need to use your blocks, you just bring your blocks with you. Same thing here, try to keep those ribs in, keeping myself tall, so if I needed those blocks here, I could. Flex those toes back towards you. Woo-hoo. and we're breathing. Now, when I'm ready, I'm going to bring it back forward. I'm going to find this position again. And this is now, once we find this, you're at your free will of you can be here and then here. But connect your breath to it when you move into these positions. So maybe you come into this first forward lunge and you think about deep breath into your nose. You shouldn't be pushing out your ribs. Your back is nice. Nice tall posture. And isolating those stretches in hips and hamstrings. Nice. Now we're going to set our blocks to the side, still able to find them. We're going to bring that leg back behind us. We're going to curl our toes. We're going to bring our hips up and back. We're going to find that down dog. I'm going to walk it out if I need to. And then you're going to bend your knees. You're going to look at your hands. You're going to step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Then bend both our knees, ground into the floor, roll yourself all the way to standing, gentle little squeeze, go where you want to go. Hopefully we're starting to open up those shoulders, back, hips. We're going to go attack that other side, that left hip. So when we come back to a nice tall mountain, we're going to exhale, we're going to fold it back down, forward fold. Bend as much or as little as you need or want. And then legs come straight, fingertips come to shins, lengthen up, shoulders back, ribs in, stretches down those hamstrings. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Plant your hands down, step back, hop back, jump back, high to low. Find a cobra, find an up dog, or a sphinx pose. And then meet me in down dog. And we got that left side to do. So left foot to your hands, any way you want to get it there. Or come forward into bear crawl, then lengthen that leg high to the sky. Step your hands back about half a step. Come up on the tippy toe of the right, bring that left knee in and up to your chest, to your hands. So have your blocks, train track your feet, lower down that back knee, relax that back foot. So we're going to find this good position first, where we're nice and tall. And then slight, very slight angle on that front left shin. When I'm ready, I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to press into that right hip and line up that left knee and that left heel. I'm going to think about grounding into my big toe. And breathing. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out to your mouth. Finding about 5 to 6 breaths here. And then when you're ready, you're going to hinge back that right hip. You're going to stay, your heel's going to stay planted. You're going to flex those left toes back towards you. Ooh, this side is interesting. It's always so interesting how one side can be so great and the other side's a little like, woo. And that's completely fine, completely normal. This is why I love yoga, because we can slow down and connect our breath to our movement and really notice how we feel in our body. So now you're gonna take a deep breath in, you're gonna exhale, you're gonna bring it back forward. It's now free play, so you can come whichever position feels best for you. You just wanna think about not overarching your back and connecting your breath to that movement. Now when that feels like it's gonna start to open up a little bit, we're just gonna go ahead and bring that leg back behind us. I'm gonna hip circle one side, and then I'm gonna hip circle the other. I might actually bring that leg up too. I like to bring it up thinking like a donkey kick, and then I bring it in around my back and hug my knee and kind of like finding a cat-cow. So just a couple of these because it's a really nice stretch on both sides. And then I'm gonna find my down dog. Press through the palms of my hands, ground into each finger, bend my knees if I need to. Keep my ribs in, press through my hands and get my hips towards the back wall of my room. Deep breath into your nose. Exhale out to your mouth. Bend your knees, gaze goes forward, step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, we're lengthening up, shoulders back and down, gazes to the floor. Exhale and fold. Maybe we're getting a little closer to the ground. Maybe we want to do my fave, which is where I step on my hands and then bring my shoulders back and down, but try not to overextend my back and find that stretch in those hamstrings that we didn't realize was still there. Then bend my knees, ground into the floor, roll myself all the way to standing. Go where I want to go. Nice. Bring the hands down. Woo! Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do this first. I'm gonna bring my legs wide, so you're gonna turn on your mat. But I'm gonna show you this from the side. Just because so many times when we go into a lateral lunge, we end up leading with the knee, and I don't want you to lead with the knee, I want you to lead with the hip. So if I push that hip back, I find a stretch in my inner thigh. If I need a block, I grab a block, and then I walk it over here. So what I'm trying to do is just find a stretch in the right inner thigh without pushing my knee forward. So my knees are not tracking over my toes, but I'm finding a stretch. Now, just because I have this out right now, if you ever have something big like this, like a big old med ball, and you have problems going side to side, this is amazing because it will roll with you if you need it to. But you can simply go from one side to the other. Now from here, I'm going to heel toe my feet, look closer, stand up, give myself a big old stretch, maybe a little mini back bend, maybe a little side to side if it feels good. And then we're coming back down to our mat because I love this stretch and it's a good one. So I'm going to be I'm gonna bring my right foot up about 45 degrees on the heel. I'm gonna look down at my left knee and wanna look and see if that left knee is directly under my hip. If it is, I wanna move it out just a little bit between hip and shoulder. And then I'm gonna stabilize with my back toes. So I'll show you this way. So I'm like this, stabilizing with those back toes, keeping my ribs in. What I'm gonna do is have my block, because when I'm here, I'm gonna take a deep breath. I'm gonna exhale and press back. So I'm sending my left glute towards my left heel, finding that stretch in that right inner thigh, maybe even past and behind the knee. And then I'm gonna inhale and I'm gonna come forward. I'm gonna make sure my face isn't like super tight, and I'm gonna make sure I'm breathing. So I'm gonna exhale, press back. And you go at your pace. So if you're like, whoo, that feels awesome, then stay there for a few breaths. If you are noticing that your face is like super tense and tight, then I want you to back off of it a little bit. Find the edge of that stretch. We're just finding a nice little stretch in that inner thigh. And then we're gonna bring that leg back underneath us. I might hip circle it for a minute just to make it feel good. Both directions, internally and externally. So both directions rolling that hip. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna bring up my left foot and I'm gonna be on the heel. I'm gonna look down at my right knee, make sure that my right knee is not directly underneath my hip. It's between hip and shoulder. Then I'm gonna stabilize with my back right toes. So right now I'm leaning just slightly forward, keeping my ribs in. On my exhale, I'm gonna press back, right glute towards right heel. Woo, finding that stretch in the left inner thigh, right here. Woo. Yeah, I gotta relax my face. And then I'm gonna inhale and bring it back up. So I'm coming in and out of this stretch, but I'm connecting it to my breath and keeping my face really relaxed. And then when I'm ready, I'm gonna release. I'm gonna set my block to the side. I'm gonna hip circle in both directions. Might hug my knee in, donkey kick it up, just whatever feels good to you. Now we're gonna bring knees wide. We're gonna slide it back, find a child's pose. Take a moment just to breathe. Take 5 deep, slow breaths. Try to keep your ribs in so you're not overextending your back. And then when you're ready, you're gonna bring it back up to a tabletop. Maybe I cat-cow a couple times just to check in. And then I'm gonna curl my toes, bring my hips up and back, find my down dog, walk it out if I need to. Then bend my knees, look at my hands, step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, lengthen it up. Shoulders back and down, gazes to the floor. Find some room between your ears and your shoulders. Don't hug them together. Then exhale and fold. You have the option of ragdolling your arms. You have the option of grabbing the back of your legs. You have the option of just bending and alternating between the two. Now, ground into your feet, roll yourself all the way to standing, gentle little squeeze. Go where you want to go. Okay, and release. So now don't freak out, Randy. We're not doing the balance part of this. We're only doing the upper body, okay? Just the upper body. We're gonna stretch those shoulders out, okay? So we're gonna bring both arms up. We're doing eagle arms, no eagle legs. The legs are free. So take your right arm underneath your left and go wherever you can. So this is where I like to come close because see that space? We want no space. So I'm gonna bring shoulders back and hug those fingertips down. Yeah. So this is where we're at. Now you're gonna keep this whole position. Your feet are gonna be wide, about hip width, between hip and shoulder. And I'm gonna keep myself here. I'm gonna just push my hip back if it feels good. Just trying to find a nice little position, not letting my arms come from me. So don't let my back round. If you wanna stay here, you can. If you wanna come in and out of this position, sometimes I like to do that. Just because it gives me a nice little stretch in my hips and my shoulders. But no balance. Randy's so happy. Now, when you're ready, we're gonna release our arms. We're gonna shake them out. Maybe do a little, we used to call these ding-dongs in yoga, where we just kind of let our arms fall wherever we wanted. And then we're gonna do this again on the other side. So both arms are gonna come up. We're gonna go left arm underneath right. Wrap them, touch wherever you can. Shoulders back and down and hug those fingertips to your face. So now if you want to, this is optional. You can just simply stay right here if you want. Keeping those arms, there's like no space between my arms and my body, like my chest. I'm gonna push back. And I'm gonna find a couple of these. Keeping my back nice and flat like it's a table. Like you could have a party back there. Not that I'd ever want to stay in this position to have a party on my back. But if you were balancing something on your back, it would stay there. Nice, bring it all the way back up. If you want to go down, let's go down one more time. Why not? Why not? Then bring it all the way up, release, and just ding dong from side to side. And just let those arms kind of chill. Okay, roll those shoulders up and back. Bring them all the way up, see how they feel. Maybe bring them wide, little big old, like we're inviting the sun in and it feels amazing. It's gonna be like 80 this weekend. I'm so excited. And then bring our hands down through heart center. Okay, we're not doing a balance pose today. I'm gonna be really nice to you, Randy. But we're still gonna do some, we got some pigeon. And then I got some stuff on our back for a little bit more T-spine stuff before Shavasana. So we don't have to get into this into a fancy way. And if you're having some low back issues, you can do this on your back. But I'm just gonna step back into a down dog. And then I'm gonna bring my right knee towards my right wrist. And I'm gonna slide back my left. So if I need to put blocks anywhere, I can. If I need to be on my back, I can be. I just want you guys to find a position that feels good to you. We're gonna take a deep breath in through our nose. We're gonna exhale out through our mouth. Now, sometimes I like to come up on my fingertips and find a little stretch here. Sometimes I like to walk it from one side to the other. And then I just settle myself, whether it's on a block, my head on a block, and I'm relaxing my arms and shoulders. So I want to try to take that tension off of my forearms and just allow my shoulders and my arms to relax. And just simply breathe. And you can have your head on the floor too if that feels good. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. And just take a moment to get yourself back to finding that connection with your breath, to allowing thoughts to just come and go. They're always there. We just have the choice if we want to engage in them or if we want to allow ourselves to really relax and let our mind get a break. We are all so great at allowing our bodies to relax and release at times, but we don't allow our mind to release the same way. So give yourself a little permission today to let go of all those things in your mind. Take a moment just to feel free of any thoughts or anything that's wearing you down or dragging you down or weighing you down. Just simply connect your breath and breathe. And then I want you guys to find 5 breaths. 5 breaths here, and then we will bring it back up through down dog and we will switch sides. Deep, slow inhales, slow exhales. And then when you are ready, you will switch sides. So walk it out. And then bring that left knee towards that left wrist. Slide it back. Same thing here. Maybe I want to come up first on fingertips and find a nice little stretch. Maybe I want to walk it from one side to the other. Or maybe I'm just like, whoo, I'm ready to come all the way down and get back into that connection of our breath. Come off the elbows, try to relax your head and neck down, and try to relax those shoulders. So deep breath into your nose, exhale out through your mouth. Just allow yourself to breathe. Allow all those spaces to open up. And then remember, just allowing your thoughts to come and go. Giving yourself permission for your mind to relax as much as you have allowed your body to relax, to release, to move. Sometimes it's just the simple part of allowing yourself and giving yourself permission to be in this position, to allow your mind to really let go of those things that weigh you down, that take over your thoughts and your mind. So give yourself permission today, even if it's just for a minute, to allow that mind to feel free. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Find 5 more breaths. On that 5th breath, you'll start to rise yourself up. You'll bring that leg back. You might stop in tabletop. You might cat-cow. I'm going to curl my toes, bring my hips up and back, find my down dog. Maybe bend the leg, straighten the leg, just check in, lift one hand up, lift the other hand up. And then I'm going to bring my knees down to my mat. And I'm just going to sit back on my butt for a minute. So we got a couple more stretches. So we're going to come into a T-spine stretch. We're going to do it 2 ways. So we're going to start here. We're going to have both of our knees. And if you want to block, because if your knees won't touch the ground, a block is helpful. Or you can put a block between your knees. That's helpful as well. So what I'm going to do is bring both my arms out to a T, and I'm going to gently come over to the side. Now, I might not get very far, and that's totally fine. I might bring a block, some version of it more like here. And what I'm going to do is just try to find a nice little stretch. I don't need to stay there for super long. I could just simply come one side to the other. And we're just going to go 2 or 3 times on each side, connecting your breath to what feels good to you. And then I'm going to extend down my left leg. I'm going to keep my right leg up at 90 degrees. And I'm going to take my left hand to the outside of my right knee. I'm going to take my right hand palm down for balance at a T. And then I'm going to gently guide it across. Now, if I can reach my block, awesome. If I want to come a little further and let my right shoulder up, I can. It just really depends how that position feels to your body. Sometimes if we keep both shoulders on the mat and we just find this stretch here, it feels a little bit better. So go with what feels good to you. And then you're going to bring it back up. You're going to extend that right leg down. You're going to bring that left leg up. So you see me moving all the time. I always have to like get into the right position for myself. Palm down on my left hand. Right hand is going to come to the outside of my left knee. I'm going to gently guide it across. I like to keep both my shoulders on the mat. That way I can kind of isolate my stretch all in here. Deep breath. Then bring it back to center. Extend that leg down. Bring that right leg back in. I'm going to grab my ankle and the right below my knee, and I'm going to bring my right knee towards my right armpit. And I kind of bring my ankle in a little bit towards my belly button. Now this is completely optional. You can come to your chest, but I find we open our hips a little bit more if we bring that knee towards that armpit. Deep breath in. Then I'm going to release the right. I'm going to do the same thing with the left. So I'm going to bring my left leg up. I'm going to grab just below my left knee with my left hand. Right hand comes to the ankle. I gently guide that left knee towards my left armpit and just gently bring in my right or left ankle towards my belly button. So it's kind of like we're doing a little bit of a pigeon on our back, but we're just not putting our other leg up, and we're just finding a nice little stretch. Now I'm going to release, and then I'm going to bring them both up. I might bring my knees
out towards my armpits. I might hug it to my chest, but for me, it feels good to be here. Now I might take my hands to my feet or to my ankles. And if I want to, I could maybe bring them to my feet, soles of my feet together and just butterfly a little bit. Or if I wanted to, I could even happy baby it. If you look at my happy baby though, you notice I'm not grabbing the outside of my feet because I am short, that I tend to grab the outside of my shins. And that way I can keep my hips down and keep my back down and find a nice stretch. Ooh. And then I'm gonna bring my legs straight. I'm gonna point my toes, flex my toes, maybe roll my ankles. I'm gonna bring my legs all the way down. I'm gonna bring my arms all the way up, just like those days when it's like, you know, cold out and you're comfy in bed and you're like, I don't wanna get out of bed. And you're doing nice big stretches throughout all the way from the tips of our fingers to our toes. And if I want to counter it, I might hug myself into a little ball. And then extend it all the way out again one more time, finding a nice big stretch. And with that, we come into Shavasana time. Woohoo, best time ever. So, I want you to prop yourself up any which way you would like. Cover yourself with whatever you need. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Close down your eyes. And just allow yourself to settle into your mat. Settle into the earth. And just allow yourself to relax, release, and seal in all your practice, your movement, your breath work. Take a deep breath into your nose. Exhale out to your mouth. And start to relax your feet, your toes, the soles of your feet. Relax and release your ankles. The front, back, sides of your shins. Even let your kneecaps sink down a little deeper to your mat. Really letting the weight of your legs and your feet start to settle against the back of your body. Release your thigh bones into the back of your legs. And allow your legs and your feet to be fully supported by the earth that's underneath you. Release that grip, that tightness, that tension that we hold in our pelvis, and notice how much more open, relaxed, released your low back, hips, belly are. Soften your belly. Take a deep breath in through your nose and notice the rise and fall of your breath.
Relax the front, back, sides of your ribs and allow your chest and your belly to fill with air. So much room. Soften your skin over your heart. And allow yourself to be open to giving love, receiving love, and seeing all the love inside of you and all around you. Release your hands. Relax your fingers. Allow your fingertips to naturally just curl towards the palms. Settle into your forearms, elbows, upper arms. Soften your shoulders down from your ears. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Release your jaw. Relax your throat. Allow your tongue to rest naturally on the roof of your mouth. And let those lines you get in your forehead, let those lines relax. Let all the thoughts, the worries, the fears, the to-dos, all of the things that we keep up in there, even that negative self-talk, let all of those things go. Fill yourself up with the amazing, awesome, positive things about yourself and allow your mind to simply relax. Feel the weight of your body settling in to the back of your body. And feel your body expand. Feel the front and the sides of your body expanding into the air around you. And allow yourself to take up space. Enjoy that spaciousness that you created inside and all around you. And feel that connection you have to yourself, to the earth, and to other people. So breathe in love for yourself and breathe out love and kindness for others. So take a deep breath all the way down into the belly and just let everything go. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready with your eyes closed, you can turn to your right or your left side and curl up in the fetal position. Just take a moment to find your breath again. Bring yourself back into the present world. And then with the arm you're not using as a pillow, you can use that arm to push yourself all the way back up, being mindful of any props that you have. Taking a deep breath in, exhale out. Bring our hands to heart center. My goal is that you feel amazing or you feel better from the beginning of class to now. Even if it's just in your mind or even in one single part of your body. Or just connecting with your breath. So notice how you feel now from the beginning of class. And then as I end every class, the light and teacher in me honors the light and teacher in each and every one of you. Namaste. And have a beautiful, lovely day.